It's from Acutronic. Acutronic is actually from Switzerland, so now it's acquired by Perfusion. So Cypap and this is now, they're both in the same company. That's the reason why your Cypap consumable, you can use it for this machine now. Okay, I will tell you later how you can do that. And then this is an older version of the machine. It was stopped on 2014. Now everything that you see is the other version that you have, the other machine. Okay. So what is the advantage of this? It's working on piston. Okay, that's the biggest advantage. I don't know. Do you have any other high frequency here, ma'am? Any other brand, Draeger? No, Draeger. The difference between this and the other, have you seen Sensormedics, the big HFO? Sensormedics, the one that is loud and noisy? You never seen that? Okay. The difference between this is if we use HFO, if your conventional fail. So most of the time when the patient is not recovered with the conventional, the doctor will prescribe HFO. The reason of HFO, it's like a jackhammer. Okay, it revives the lungs, it opens the lungs, it pours the lungs. So what happened is, in order for that pressure to be delivered, there should be something that is moving. We call it piston. Piston is something that moves, push and pull the pressure towards the patient. Now, there are two types of HFO available in the market. One is what we call as flow trigger, that is in your Draeger. Flow trigger, it's like when you're watering the plant and you want to reach a certain part of the garden, what you do is you pinch, you press the end of the hose so the water will shoot up. It's the same as the flow trigger. Okay? The flow trigger do like this so that you will have oscillation. For this one, you have something that really push and pull. So that is the difference one. This one really push the pressure inside the patient. Okay, so that's why most of the doctors, they like Acutronic or Sensormedics. These are the two things that they have. Okay, now this is something we call as 4-in-1 because you have NIV conventional, you have your oxygen therapy, and you have your high frequency. Okay, so we'll start. Your battery runtime is 2 hours when it's new, 1 hour if it's in high frequency. I don't know now because it's little old now, so I don't know what's the battery, but what I can highly suggest is you put it on power when you're using it. Okay, so when you start this machine, you will have to do 2 calibrations. Are you doing this, ma'am? 2 calibrations. What are the 2 calibrations? If you still remember. One is your
Flow
sensor, of course, and the second is
Oxygen saturation.
You're aware, ma'am. No need for training.
No. Until there.
The first one is the subsystem test, and then it will ask you, do you have an audible alarm? So just press this, you can hear the alarm, so press yes. If you not, then you can press no. Then you should not use the machine. Okay? If it's alarmistor, then press yes. Then you will be on this. This is your calibration screen. So you have your flow sensor calibration and your oxygen calibration. So the other two, if you're using capnography and Preco, we call it, so this is the time that you will calibrate. So for the flow sensor, how you calibrate, ma'am? Can you guide me?
Which one?
How to calibrate the flow sensor? Can you show me? Okay, then?
Okay, yeah, that's one.
Okay, that's good. So it will calibrate what you want to see is the line in the middle. It will be recorded. Thank you, ma'am. That's good. So the machine has the capability to record your last calibration. So generally, if it's 24 hours, you don't need to repeat that. You don't need to do that repeatedly. So what I suggest, if you have a busy area, what you can do is in the morning you can do the calibration, all the calibration. This is the same as your auto sensor. Your auto sensor records when is the last time you calibrate that, and that was June 1st today? Or this is January 6th? No, this is June 1st. Yeah, so today. So it's calibrated. So what you can do is you can skip this because this is okay. Generally, the 24-hour period is fine. So during emergency, you can skip these things. Okay, so let's confirm that. Then now you have to set your range if it's 300 grams or 10 kg or more than 10 kg patient. Okay, so we can ventilate till 20 kg on this machine. So you can do your PICU also. So example, we have NICU, so we can go 300 gram to 10 kg. I did not confirm. Then it will, it's kind of big, right? So it will go to SIPBB. The last mode that you have, it will be automatically selected. Then these are all your invasive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. This all on top. CPAP and HFO, they are all invasive.
Keep distancing.
Okay.
Okay.
Your NCPAP, you're non-invasive, and these are 1, 2, 3, you're invasive. So we'll start with the invasive mode first. So what you do now when you have this machine, you have to first select or ask the doctor what is the mode that you will use. Do you want your IPPV or your SIPPV? So if you notice, all of the modes are in pressure. The reason of which is because you can turn on your volume guarantee every time. So once you turn on the volume guarantee, then you will have a volume mode. If the volume is not on, then it's a pressure mode. Okay? So example, I want an IPPV. So it will be on yellow. I have to confirm by pressing one more time. And you notice that the parameters change. Every time I select a mode, the parameters change. It means that these are the things that you have to ask the doctor. Okay? So example now, IPPV, you can ask the doctor, what is the PEEP? What is our eye flow? What is our eye time? What is our frequency for the breath? For example, the doctor said, okay, I need a PEEP of 6. So I'll just press this and increase here. The dial automatically increase your pressure, so no need to change your flow. You can confirm here, or you can confirm the screen, like this, or you can confirm like this. Okay? And automatically, if you don't press anything, it will confirm after, I think, after 30 seconds. Okay, now these are the parameters and these are the monitors. Okay, this is what is being measured on your patient. Okay, you can change this. There are 3 screens actually, according to what the doctor wanted to see. You have your PIP, you have your mean airway pressure, you have your PEEP. So depending on the doctor wanted to see. So if the doctor wants to on the volume guarantee, which the doctor will really want to. So you have your volume guarantee here. So this is your volume guarantee. I'm having 12 ml, so let's increase it a little. So let's go around 30 ml per breath. Confirm, and I can increase my Tmax little. Get 40. Ma'am, you notice what happened is, if I reach 30, there's an automatic lock. What happens is the machine will not allow you to go beyond 30 like that. But what the doctor wants more. Okay, so what you can do is you can press this, it's unlocking, and then you can change it. Okay, this is the same for all the other parameters which is having automatic lock. Okay, so if you have an automatic lock, you have to unlock that. Okay, ma'am? So whenever you change something, example, I go to SIPPV, you notice that the frequency is not changed because this is the same as what you set in IPPV. What happens is there are other things which is out. Okay, clear, ma'am? Remember that you set a mode, you set a parameter, and you have to set the alarm limits. Okay, so your alarm limits are here. You can press here. Just your alarm limits are here. So your alarm limits are here. Okay. So you can, patient's not breathing now. So you can set that accordingly. If you want the doctor can tell you what are the alarm limits to be set. If not, it's automatically set by the machine. There's a default setting. Okay. So let's go home. So these are all the CMV. By the way, for CMV, for your conventional mechanical ventilation, you can still use the same circuit. Are you doing that, or yeah?
Yeah.
So there's not much difference. It's little rigid. There are doctor might ask you why are you using it's rigid. It's okay because there's a circuit compliance. The machine calculates on that. Now you can also use this for non-invasive for NIV. I'll show you later how. But if you will ask me, because this is a little heavy, I was discussing later on. So if you have a small baby, it actually put some weight on the patient. So I will use my Crescent factor instead. Okay, so let's go to HFO. So for HFO now, then this is the time that you will need to get your this one, the connector. So the T connection, actually I just confirm now. Okay, so it goes here. Okay, and then the reason why you need this part is because the oscillation comes from here. Okay, the one that actually push and pull comes from this side. So I think this is autoclavable because there's a disposable for this as well. So your frequency actually is a mode where you have a very fast vibration, call it, it's a small tidal volume delivered. So it's measured by hertz. So your frequency is measured by hertz. 1 hertz means 60 breaths. So if you're putting 20, it means it's around 600. All right? Sorry, 1,200. 1,200. So I think our maximum is 20. And go down, okay, to 10. Slower. Okay, ma'am, this is different from your amplitude. Your amplitude is the force of the oscillation. How forceful, okay, you can see, it will be more forceful now to give that pressure. You can hear it's more prominent now, right? So there's a difference between that. I'm hoping that it will not be confusing for the clinician because sometimes they confuse the amplitude with the frequency. Your frequency just increase the amount of the oscillation. The amplitude make it more powerful. Okay. The advantage of this machine, you can also on the volume guarantee. Okay, so if the doctor wanted to do the volume guarantee on that, so you can do that as well. And then consider mean air pressure here. Generally, the doctor will tell you mean air pressure, which is around 2 to 3 times of your mean air pressure on your conventional. But it depends on them. She's not breathing again. Okay, another thing is your frequency depends highly on the patient weight. Your patient is bigger, then your frequency is lower. It's the same, ma'am. When you are a neonate, then you breathe more. When you become adult, then you breathe less. It's the same thing. So generally for premature, we put it around 15 to 20. Sorry. 15 to 20. Full term, we'll have around 8 to 12. And then a big pediatric will be around 5. Okay. Any question, ma'am, so far? Then so we can go to. Yeah, sure. Okay. Then we'll go to NIV. If you don't have questions with high frequency. So for NIV, you have NCPAP, DOPAP, and autotherapy. Ma'am, don't be confused. Okay, your CPAP and NCPAP is different. CPAP means conventional CPAP, and NCPAP is nasal CPAP. Okay, because I've seen one time where nurses are using CPAP as a conventional, it starts alarming. Why? Because your CPAP is very sensitive with leakage. Because you are supposed to have an invasive CPAP, so you have an ED tube or something, so there should be not much leakage. For NCPAP, leakage is fine. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll go to NCPAP. Your NCPAP is like your CPAP. Okay, so your CPAP will have one pressure. That's your CPAP pressure. Now you can adjust that on your own. You don't need to adjust the flow. Then you can confirm. And then with CPAP, what you can do now is you will have to remove. CPAP is just single limb. Okay, it just measure pressure. So what you can do is I can get this, and I can get this one. Okay, you don't need to throw the remaining parts because if ever the patient will be back on high frequency or conventional, then you can utilize the same. So what I do is either I use this that you have, or as I suggest you use your CPAP generator. So CPAP goes here. This one, ma'am, you can find on the circuit. There's like a small packet there for the connections. Right here and then here. Okay. So you have your patient now. Same with your DOPAP. Your DOPAP is just your biphasic. Now you have two pressures, so it's the same connection. But with your autotherapy. Your autotherapy now doesn't need this. It's okay, you can keep it like this, but it doesn't have any work. Okay? So I don't know, what do you do ma'am with your, because it's high flow. I don't know, what do you do with your high flow? Are you using run cannula? You use your run cannula like this?
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah, okay, so if you're using this, so just remove this. So what other hospital do? They just connect the run cannula straight here. If it's fitting, if not, you can remove from here. Or, like what I suggest, use your side pop. Your side pop actually is, because this is little heavy, and you will attach to the nose. So,
You need to remove any connections here when you use it on NCPAP.
Mom, what I suggest is you don't remove it because, especially if you have a baby which is transitioning, if your baby is stable, then yeah, remove it. But if your baby is just transitioning, it means like your baby just tolerating CPAP, then better not. Because if you need to do conventional again, then at least you can use this.
So we'll just keep
Yeah, no,
everything
keep it, maybe close it in some, close it in, put it one sterile bag or something. But of course, if your patient is already 5 days in CPAP, then it means that
It's okay.
you have to throw that now. Okay, so it's more of conserving your circuit if you want to. So, yeah, so. But the only disadvantage if you will use the Christian cycle is, of course, you have to remove all of this. And it's up to you if you want to throw it or you want to keep it for your patient. Okay. Any question, ma'am? It's little complicated with this one because of these connections. With the other one, you don't have to do this thing actually. Tawang Hospital utilized this for everything, high frequency. The Y Hospital don't want this for their NIV. It actually depends on the unit how you will want it. Cassini actually wanted the side up. They want the side up. The reason for which is because this one doesn't have mass. So your side pack actually have more sizes of mass and they are softer. So you have lesser injury on your patient compared to this one. This one, I don't know how long they will give this because this is not from Acutronic as well. This is a different company. So I'm not sure till when. And I think we stopped supplying this as well. So I will highly suggest. I will highly suggest use your side. Any question, ma'am? I hope it's clear, or you still have confusion. I can repeat again.
Sometimes in dual the pressure we cannot increase more.
Sure. What's the problem? On your dual pop, you cannot increase to how much, ma'am?
I think it's locked sometimes.
Dual pop. You want okay. This is P manual. You have your manual breath here as well. So your manual breath is this one. So you give manual breath. For example, if my manual breath is at 7, sorry, okay, 8, and I want to go up. Notice it's not increasing. It's because your manual breath is stopping your CPAP to increase. Example, the doctor said, I need the CPAP of 8. So what you can do, make this as the manual of 10. Then I can increase this to
So it's 2.
8.
It should be
I think
2 high.
1 is enough. I'm not sure on that just because this, for the newer one, I think, yeah, I think it's 2. For the newer one, I think you can have a gap of 1. So for this one, I think it's 2.
Because,
Minimum 2. You can increase it if you want.
because here they remove everything when we change the patient. So it's okay. So it's clear that we don't need to remove.
Not necessarily, yeah, not necessarily. If you want to use it again, just make sure, ma'am, that you will protect the circuit for any infection. Because I don't know, do you have any incident wherein a patient is in IV and then you have to go back?
Yes.
Because as the manual said, your high frequency, your circuit is good for 7 days.
Acutronic yung kay ano,
So it's good for 7 days continuous use. So if maybe you're using it for 2 days or 3 days, then if you want to save your circuit, then you can save it. But you have to make sure that it's sterile, keep on a sterile environment or on a plastic or something.
How long can you use the tubing?
7 days, ma'am. That's the
Really?
company. I know there are hospitals who use more, but the company's statement is 7 days.
But the maximum.
7 days.
7 days. 7 days, then change.
Then change. Yes.